What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fomo Factory. Let's take a look today at Bitcoin, but mainly at altcoins, the Bitcoin dominance, because a lot of people are still buying a lot of altcoins. They are very bullish on it, and I want to be bullish when the chart is bullish. I don't want to be bullish when the chart is basically saying that we are sitting at a macro resistance for altcoins, and it's kind of where we at right now. So for the new people, I really hope you want to, take the time to check this out and then do something based on the information that you have. Welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, smack the like button, turn on the bell notification, and let's jump right into it. So the first thing I would like to show you is, Bitcoin. It's not doing so much. It's fine, right? It's fine. I mean, we are at 29,200 at the moment of recording, and we are pretty stable here for a while already. I mean, if you look at the daily chart for Bitcoin, you see we got up, and it's basically not really going down, right? We went from 31K, give or take, very shortly to 27, but the bulls are in control so far. So yeah, that's just beautiful to see if you have a good bag of Bitcoin. I have a fucking hangover, man. But let's take a look at alts, because altcoins are also quite interesting at the moment. Let me here we go. Let me delete this. Right. So these are altcoins, and altcoins are sitting at a certain point. Well, I would say if you buy right now, then I don't know. Why do I say that? Well, altcoins are in this falling wedge. I show this on the channel every time, but it's all for the new people, and maybe people sometimes need to hear something multiple times before it's finally landing or convincing. Altcoins has been in this falling wedge, right? Just like Bitcoin. The problem is, or the difference is, that Bitcoin broke out of that wedge, right, in January. Okay, so Bitcoin already broke out. Altcoins, we are now almost in May, and altcoins did not even break out of it yet, right? So altcoins are running at least 4 months behind on Bitcoin. And you can see that if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, right? It's been going up. So yeah, it's very simple. Altcoins have been underperforming, and Bitcoin was the place to be. I mean, the gains were higher and the risk is of course lower. So that would have been a very smart move. Now, I said on this channel as well, like, it's in this range, right? So altcoins get wrecked, altcoins do well. Altcoins get wrecked, altcoins do well. Altcoins get wrecked, altcoins do well. Altcoins get wrecked. Will altcoins do well? I don't know. I recommend you going to Eric Crown's channel and watch his video of the 29th of April. He shows right there that on the macro scale, or the longer time frame at least, that the Bitcoin dominance is looking very bullish. And I must agree with that. It's now actually a little different though, because there are multiple reasons, but one of the reasons that I have in my screen right now is, for example, we never went this high and maintained that level, right? We went to the top of it, right? But we came right down right away, right? And that was a nice, decent, small alt rally. But the problem is we are now really holding up. Plus, we are sitting above the 200 weighted moving average right now as well. That's this red line. That has not been done before in this region, right? We were way below it. Basically, we are now above the bull market support band, above the 50, the 100, and the 200 weighted moving average. Plus, we are staying here for a while already. The RSI is really showing strength. So there will be a point where the Bitcoin dominance will break out to the upside. And that's, let me put it like this, very clear. That's where altcoins get completely fucking destroyed against Bitcoin. Okay, not what we have seen right now, but way worse. And it might be very well that it will happen this time. I'm not saying that it can't come down, but there are signs right now that show us that it's actually a good possibility. So prepare for that. Yeah, that's most important. And I will show you some altcoin charts in a second as well, by the way. If we look at the total 3 once again, this is just not looking good, right? This falling wedge that I was talking about, you can say whatever you want, but we are still in this downtrend, right? The only thing is we are now sitting at the resistance level of the downtrend, right? But if you, it's simple, right? If you look at a chart, you have support and you have resistance. At the resistance, look, these 2 levels at a certain point will be broken. But how trading and investing works basically is you buy the support or you long it and you sell or short the resistance, right? You're not going to buy the resistance. So people that are saying like, yeah, I want to buy altcoins. Altcoins are looking so bullish right now. It's so great. Wow. Look at all these charts. It's so fucking bearish at the moment. But it's hard to see because there are altcoins that are doing very well. I have some altcoins. We made some calls lately that went absolutely insane. I'm very happy with that. But I'm also very prepared for the fact that altcoins might get a complete wipeout, but not the kind of wipeout that people expect, right? People maybe expect 20% movement down to, worst case scenario. But I'm not talking about 20% right here. That's the problem. And that will get the rest of the people that are still in crypto out of crypto. There are not a lot of people left. Well, this would wipe them out. So look, what it basically says here is we have the top side, we have the downside. We visit it all the time, right? Down, up, down, up. Like, come on, what do you think is going to happen, right? And I'm not saying it will. At a certain point also this will break out because falling wedges are often bullish, right? We will break out at a certain point. But how high is the chance that this is going to break out, right? The Bitcoin dominance shows that it wants to break out. So that will be very bearish for altcoins compared to Bitcoin, all right? Altcoins on itself are sitting at the major resistance of a macro downwards trend. So that's already a reason, right? And then if we look at Bitcoin itself, I'm not saying that Bitcoin can't go higher, but Bitcoin is sitting at some big resistance area, right? We let me see. Where's my freaking chart? Well, whatever. Bitcoin is sitting at some macro resistance right here as well. I mean, anywhere from here to, well, basically at max 32K is huge resistance, right? So what would happen, do you think, if Bitcoin decides to finally have a correction, but in the meantime, the Bitcoin dominance goes up? That would be the perfect recipe for the altcoin market to see new lows, right? And it's when I'm probably the most loved YouTuber right now, right? Because when the market is looking a little bit more bullish, then people are really bullish, you know? So if I say like, yeah, we probably see new lows, a lot of people hate me for that, right? They can't believe that. Because no, they bought, right? Your altcoin is not going to do bad. Yes, it is, right? So be a little careful. Be a little careful on that. What I expect, best case scenario, is that the altcoin market will come down to around 250 billion. Okay, let me rephrase that. Best case scenario, we break out of here and altcoins have a big run. Because the Bitcoin dominance goes down anyway, and Bitcoin does well or does not really much, but does at least not go down. That's possible, of course. I don't expect that though. Out of the things that I really expect when it comes to altcoins, my best case scenario is that we come down to around this level, which is 32% down on the total 3. But this includes stable, so it's more like 40, 50% on average for altcoins. That's my best case scenario. But what also is possible is that we do something, what we did in the last run, where we kind of did the same thing, right? We were also in this downwards trend right here, in this falling wedge right here. We tried to break out for 2 weeks, got rejected, fell back in, just like we did right here. Tried, fell back in, and what we then did is got all the way down, right? Out of the wedge. And this move was 42% lower than the previous lows. I'm not saying that will happen right now, but just imagine that that will happen, right? And if you say that can't happen right now, yeah, of course it can, right? So just be prepared, because what if, like, I mean, come on, people here didn't expect that as well. Everybody here thought like, oh, alt season is about to start. No, from that point, we went down 60% in a matter of like a few weeks, right? Everybody was getting completely wrecked. Just imagine if we go down 42% lower than our previous low. That's quite low, right? That's quite low. That's here, right? So that's on 55% down from here. So that's really 60-70% for altcoins, if not more. And what shows also, when you look at the Bitcoin dominance, right, is that if we do break out right here, that altcoins get wrecked against Bitcoin even more. And I'm gonna show you some altcoins because they have never looked weaker this bear market so far. So I'm gonna show you that. Before I'm gonna show you that, this is quite interesting. Look at this. If we overlay Bitcoin on it, look what happened in the previous cycle. So what happened is we were basically here also ranging on the dominance this whole period right here. But when the dominance here finally broke out, it was because of this small Bitcoin move, right? This orange line. So Bitcoin went up a little bit from 6,000 to, well, 8,000, give or take. The dominance shot up, okay? So this was, for a brief moment, pretty bullish for, well, especially for Bitcoin, but also for altcoins, was quite okay, right? However, what then happened, Bitcoin went down, but the Bitcoin dominance didn't go down anymore because its previous resistance area was now support. So what happened, the Bitcoin dominance continued to do nothing really. It went up, but while Bitcoin was going down very hard, the dominance stayed around the same, right? And after that, the dominance even got up higher. Altcoins got completely wrecked right there. Completely wrecked. All right, so what might happen right now is the same, right? That Bitcoin has a small push up, or not, but that the dominance at least goes up. And then when we are above this range and hold it as support, if Bitcoin then comes down and we stay here or we even go higher, that's the end for altcoins for the coming few months. And that's the beginning of your best life ever. Why do I say that? Well, it's very simple. If you want to get rich on altcoins, you have to get a good entry, right? And do you have a good entry right now? I don't know. Why did people make so much money on this last bull market? It's because at first altcoins got completely destroyed. This downwards move was way more than what we have seen right now, right? Just in perspective, the altcoin market went down 92%, 92, right? In this bear run, we just went down 74, okay? And the difference doesn't sound like much, but if we would have gone down 92%, would put us exactly here, by the way, at this extremely big support level, 88 billion. Okay, that's a lot lower than where we are right now. A lot lower than where we are right now. That's another 76% downwards move. That's at least 80, 90% on your actual altcoins. Well, I don't expect that to happen though. But altcoins got completely destroyed here. So people, one, they had a super low entry. Two, the run up was so hard as well because we came down so hard, right? Altcoins did not come down that hard yet, right? So how can you ever expect a similar rally like this if we didn't bottomed out in the first place like we did here as well? It's the harder the fall, the harder the correction. That's always the case, right? But we haven't seen that fall yet, really. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. So if the dominance breaks out and Bitcoin finally has its correction or even maybe a big downwards lag, which could happen, yeah, then alts are screwed. Look at this, a couple of altcoins. Let's take a look at a couple of altcoins at their Bitcoin pair, right? You might say altcoins are doing great, like Vulcan Forge is, for example, a coin that everybody loves, right? I love it as well. Problem is, Vulcan Forge hasn't really been doing anything for a year on its dollar pair, right? It's been between $2.60 and $5. If you're trading it, fine, but for investing, you did not do anything for a year, basically, right? But if you look at Vulcan Forge on its Bitcoin pair, it's sitting at a new low, right? If we have to count out this wick right here, it's now as we speak making a lower low, right? It's a lower low, and a lot of projects, they are making lower lows or at least showing some real weakness. Superverse project that I like as well, but if you look at this chart, down only, right? It made a lower low. Right? I'm not counting these quick wicks, these scam wicks. These could have been done in a minute if a whale sold or anything. But we made a full closure low a couple of weeks ago. Right? Ultra is quite strong, I think. Ultra is quite, well, compared to the rest, is quite strong. However, if we take it from the bear market where it started, right? What is it doing? High, lower high, lower high, lower high, low, lower low, lower low. Still getting wrecked, man. VRA is a coin that's holding up pretty well, right? Everybody is talking about it and everybody feels like, oh, this could be doing very good. And it's, look, I mean, it's up 200%, right, from its lows. Oh, yeah. If you look on its Bitcoin pair, it's just up 60%, right? So compared to Bitcoin, again, it's been really weak. Now, I know not everybody likes gaming coins and all of that. But yeah, also, if you look at Cardano, look at this chart. This is completely bearish, right? High, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and we have low, 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 low. It's only making lower lows and lower highs. Everything. Well, not everything, but a lot, right? It's making lower lows and lower highs. Who says that we cannot go down a lot more as soon as the Bitcoin dominance starts to really break out? Then altcoins are getting fucked, right? And you could be like, yeah, but what does it matter? Because on their dollar pair, they are doing fine. Well, they are actually not, right? A lot of altcoins still look very weak. I mean, this Cardano, yeah, look, if you compare it to D low, yeah, it's finally up a little bit. But come on, look at this chart. It's been going down forever, right? But also, I mean, if you want to buy with dollars instead of Bitcoin, then you are screwed anyway because you missed out, right? You completely missed out. Because if you look at their Bitcoin pair, they are making lower lows all the time. When was the best time ever so far to buy Cardano? It was just 1 month ago. That was the low, right? And so far we are well on the way to make a lower low. And I'm pretty, sure to bet some money on it that it will. So you could have just bought Bitcoin, right? Then you would have made gains. But if you bought Cardano, you would have lost all that Bitcoin value, right? And that's the thing. That's the thing, right? I mean, it's not if you don't want to have Bitcoin necessarily because you want to make dollars, then the same goes, right? Because if you just bought Bitcoin, you could now buy Cardano at its lows, right? While if you want to be playing with dollars, yeah, if you want to buy it at the lows, good luck. It's still almost 70% away from that, right? And a lot of altcoins are looking like that. Arweave, lower low as we speak, really weak. AVAX, completely bearish chart. I mean, we here are in the making of a lower low. Well, we basically did, right? Also looking very weak. And there are a lot of coins like Moonbeam, right? Like, come on, this is the most bearish chart that I've ever seen. When was the best time to buy Moonbeam? Never. Everybody that bought Moonbeam anywhere didn't do well, right? It was never a good moment to buy this. So there are a lot of coins looking like that, and Kusama like also extremely bearish, new low every single time, right? I mean, if you take it from just a couple of weeks ago, it's already lost 50% of its value, right? And let alone what happened from the top to where we are right now, down 92% on its Bitcoin pair. And that's how you have to take a look at a lot of these altcoins, right? Bitcoin is already down 60% compared to the dollar, right? But if you buy altcoins, you are also down 92% against Bitcoin, which is down 60%, right? So you, I don't know how to put this, right? And there are a lot of people that just say like, yeah, but these are fucked up altcoins and you have to buy this altcoin because that altcoin is doing better. Bro, there are like hundreds of thousands of altcoins. I'm totally fine with it if you want to try to pick out which altcoin will do well, but I can already tell you, even the projects which are actually best are not resistant to the market. They're not, right? The best altcoin that you have and you're completely convinced about can easily lose 60% of its value in the coming month or 2 months, right? You don't know. It's not predictable like that. So therefore you want to take a look at the total market, right? To get the picture. Yeah. And if you take a look at the total market going down, right? You see altcoins are losing against Bitcoin. The dominance is going up. It's full mode Bitcoin season. So yeah, sorry for the long preaching, but I definitely wanted to say this. And don't get me wrong, I am in altcoins. I'm definitely in altcoins, right? But that's just because I already had some altcoins. And I'm not buying right now. I am not buying right now. Definitely not. When will I be buying? I will be buying altcoins whenever we get to the downside of this level, or at least dollar cost on the way, and go more heavily once we get lower. And if we break out, I'm going completely heavy. Or if we do break out, and that's what I've showed before, if we do break out, retest and go up, I will be buying the retest. That's what I would do, right? But you want to wait for the retest. Otherwise, you would be buying right here, and then we fall right back in it. And then you are basically buying how people bought in 2018 as well. Then you would be buying this level right here, right? And if you bought right there, yeah, congratulations, you lost another 63, so 80% or so. So I am a little careful. I know that a lot of altcoins are doing well, definitely, but these exceptions are always there. But guess what? All these exceptions are included in this bearish chart, okay? So even with these like Pepe and I don't know, that's exploding, altcoins are still running behind. I want to make one bullish statement about altcoins. Because we are in a couple of altcoins, of course, that are doing very well. We made some calls. So I don't say that I just don't want to be there. For example, I have Seedify, right? Because I want to participate in pre-sales. All right, because pre-sales still blow up. We were in Chain GPT. If you followed this channel for a couple of weeks, you would have joined the Chain GPT pre-sale from 0.008 cents, right? Look where it is right now. It's 27 cents. This thing did incredible. Look what it did. It's up like 35x at the moment. So it's incredible. This chart has been doing so well. We made thousands with this, right? Delysium, also an altcoin that's at the moment, you know, positively quite exceptional. Because Delysium, you know, people, the project came out, it did absolutely fantastic. Went from 3 cents all the way to 50 cents. People that got the node that I completely spammed you about on this channel, people that got that node, they took their profit, so the price came down. And now the price has been stabilizing for, you know, a couple of days already, like more than a week. It's stable right now, right? And it could come down even further, but so far this has been doing great. So for example, these two were calls that we made on the channel that did like a 40x, both of them, right? So I'm not saying altcoins are like excluded from my portfolio, but overall I'm not buying new ones, right? I want to get into pre-sales and all that kind of stuff. Therefore I look at Seedify. So that's a project that I feel like, yeah, okay, this one I have, because I don't really care what the Seedify price does. Although it would be nice if it goes up, but if it comes down, cool. But I'm making my, I've basically got all my Seedify investments back with this one single pre-sale. And there are exceptions. We talked about Altora, how it could go towards 5 cents. And Altora did, well, it went exactly to 5 cents. Beautiful to see that a big resistance right here. Therefore, we discussed like, okay, if it really pushes through, this could be the level. That's where it went. Could it go even higher towards, well, maybe even 8 cents? Yeah, it could. I expect a little correction on Altora at the moment, but also exceptionally strong, right? So there are always altcoins that outperform. Don't let it change your view on the general altcoin market. So that's what I wanted to preach about for today. Guys, if you like the content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notifications. And if you have any questions or things you would like me to take a look at or whatsoever, leave a comment down below. And we will discuss that in one of the future videos. Take care.